There has been a public fascination with stories about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a young lady that in 2015 manipulated her boyfriend to help her kill her mother. What would have gone so wrong in a mother-daughter's relationship that the ultimate price the mother had to pay was to die by the hands of her own daughter? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mavis, and if you're new to my channel, you are highly welcome. Just so you know, I upload videos based on true crime stories or just anything tragic. If that sounds like your kind of thing, please go ahead and hit the subscription button or give me a follow depending on which social media platform you are watching my video from. Why not grab a seat and find something to sip while I take you through the tragic story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was born in 1991 to her mother Dee Claudine Blanchard and her father Riod Blanchard. She was born a normal, healthy kid. She would deserve to grow like other kids out there, but unfortunately that was not going to be her story. As tender age of 3, her mother began describing various sicknesses that she was suffering from. When Gypsy was 8 years old, her mother claimed that she was suffering from leukemia and muscular dystrophy and said she required a wheelchair and a feeding tube. Due to Gigi's actions, Gypsy was prescribed a series of medications and had to sleep using breathing machine. She also went through multiple surgeries, including procedures on her eyes and removal of her salivary glands. When Gypsy tooth rotted, perhaps due to medications, missing salivary glands or neglect, they were pulled out. She finally lost all of her teeth. Yet, the truth was that Gypsy could walk, didn't need a feeding tube, and didn't have cancer. Her head was only bald because her mother kept shaving her hair. Experts believe that Dee Blanchard was suffering from a mental illness called Munchausen by proxy, a mental illness and a form of child abuse. The caretaker of a child, most often a mother, either makes up fake symptoms or causes real symptoms to make it look like the child is actually sick. Medical tests often showed inconclusive or contradictory results regarding Gypsy's diagnosis, but Dee will stop seeing any doctor who questioned her daughter's sicknesses, and many caregivers went along with what Dee wanted. She had some nurses training. Like I said, she had worked as a nurse aide or an assistant nurse, so she knew how to explain or give accurate description of symptoms. Because of all this abuse she was going through in the house of her mother, she was homeschooled. She had no friends. She rarely goes out. If she's seen in public, it is going to be with her mom. And according to Gypsy, she said when she's out in public with her mother and someone talks to her and she has to respond, her mother will hold her hand and squeeze it so tight that she will stop talking. That was a kind of a control mechanism. So she really could not relay any information to anyone out there, but she knew all along that she was not sick, but she kept playing along because her mother had told her that even if she speaks the truth out there, no one was going to believe her. It was around 2005 when family members began suspecting that Gypsy was not suffering from any medical condition, that she was fine. They didn't understand why she needed a wheelchair when her legs were not broken. Because of this, Dee took Gypsy and left the rest of the family members in Louisiana and traveled to Missouri, where she began a new life. When she got there, she got new doctors and she was always on top of her game. According to her, she was a victim of Hurricane Katrina. So because when that disaster occurred, all her Gypsy's medical reports and every property she ever owned got destroyed when that disaster occurred. So she had no medical reports as concerns Gypsy. So the doctors from Missouri had to start from scratch, and she continued to play all the games she had been playing back in Louisiana. Because Gypsy had been suffering from all of these medications, to excess surgeries and taking medications that her body really didn't need. She wasn't developing properly. She was always having this childlike structure. It is said that she naturally she is not a tall person, but at her age When she was 14 years old, her mother kept telling people that she was 10 because she had no teeth, her face was too small, she was very slim, and then she used to have these goggles that were really bigger than her face. She was bald. Sometimes she had to wear wig to fake her appearance, so it was easy for her mother to alter her birth certificate. While in Missouri, Didi got a lot of sympathizers and NGOs and humanitarian organizations that gave her a house. They took proper care of the girl. They were giving her financial aid, material aid, and she was very comfortable. She was receiving support from the fact that she had a dependent child was enough reasons for her. She was making a lot of money out of the scam she was portraying. So she was using her daughter as a tool to make excess money, and she wasn't ready to give up. It was easy for Gypsy Blanchard to fool the doctors and manipulate medical results, but one thing she didn't have control of was the fact that her daughter was getting into that stage of maturity. It was difficult to hold her down. She had discovered the internet, even though she had no friends, but she could access the internet. And in 2011, at the age of 19, she entered a dating site and met a man that she actually ran off with, but her mother managed to trace her down and through some friends, and was able to convince the man that she was actually still a minor. What the man didn't know was that Gypsy was already 19 years old, but because of her small stature, her baby-like or childlike voice, the man was convinced that she was a minor. So he gave the girl back to her mother, and she went back to her abusive home. It is said that, according to her interviews, she said that when she went back, her mother physically abused her. She was restrained on the bed and was kept out of internet. She managed to convince her mother to let her back online, and it was at this point that she accessed another Christian dating site where she came in contact with Nicholas Gordagian. They began discussing and talking, and it was obvious that they had started dating online. Gypsy would convince her mother to meet with Nicholas in a restaurant somewhere in town. They actually did meet, but when Gypsy came back, she really, at this age, in 2015, she was 22 years old, and she really wanted out of the life her mother had brought her up to live. She just wanted out. She just wanted to be free. She felt like she was in prison in her own mother's house. She had no friends. She never went to school. She was homeschooled. She was bound on medications that she didn't need them. She couldn't walk freely because she was stuck on a wheelchair, even though she didn't have any problems with her legs. So she just wanted out. It was at this point that she began planting the idea with Nicholas to help her kill her mom so they could run away and live together. Nicholas ended up accepting to kill Gypsy's mother. So he came to the house armed with a knife, stabbed the woman on her bed multiple times till she stopped breathing. All the while, Gypsy hid in the toilet, covered her ears, not to hear her mother's screams. But the mission was accomplished, and the two, Gypsy and Nicholas, left her mother's house and ran back to Nicholas' house. Confirming her mother's death, she did the unthinkable. Before fleeing the house with Nicholas, she hacked into her mother's Facebook account and wrote this chilling statement: "That bitch is dead." It was this statement that aroused suspicion, and most of her Facebook friends began wondering if her account has been hacked or who had to write such a chilling statement on her Facebook page. So, most of the friends pleaded with those that lived around the area in Springfield to go and do an awareness check. It was one thing leading to another, and the police finally discovered the decomposing body of Gypsy Blanchard. It didn't take long for the police to track the couple down at Nicholas' place, and both of them were arrested. They will soon confess to the crime. The case was taken to court, and to cut the long story short, Gypsy Rose Blanchard pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, while Nicholas pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. Gypsy Rose was given a 10-year prison. He served a minimum of 85% or 8.5 years of those 10 years, while Nicholas received life in prison. This story is popular than when it occurred. This is the reason why so many people believe that in as much as Gypsy Rose went through hell in the hands of her own mother, she went too far. She knew that she was being manipulated. She could have just walked to a nearest police station and spread her facts. Even though it would have been hard for her to know that someone out there might believe her. But people do believe that the system actually failed Nicholas. According to his medical report, he equally has a mental illness and is suffering from autism. It is even said that his mental capacity is too low for his age. Gypsy was healthy. She was okay, but the only thing was she was being manipulated by her mother for financial gain, or for whatever reason she was enjoying doing that. But the fact is, she has gained so much popularity. She left prison on the 28th of December. People have been seeing her as a heroine, an idol. She created a TikTok account, and just within days she got over 7 million followers. She got an Instagram page that got verified recently, just a couple of days she created. And Nicholas is languishing in jail. Nicholas killed for Gypsy to be free. People feel that he was unjustly punished. Both of them should have received maybe same sentence, because there has never been any justification for murder. Yes, she was really treated badly. Her mother was in plain words a monster, but she still didn't deserve to die by the hands of her own daughter. You can never justify murder. And the truth of the matter is, Gypsy left prison as a bride. When she was in prison, she got engaged and got married in prison. So her husband was the one that actually picked her up from prison with her father and stepmother. While Nicholas, that thought she had to kill her mother for them to be happily ever after, is languishing in jail while she is out there on TV stations. She's the heroine. She survived abuse. She's so perfect now. She deserves a second chance. So many people, the case has these mixed feelings. So many people do believe that Nicholas as well deserves a second chance. Or if not, both of them should be serving the same sentence, because she was an accessory to murder. She initiated the idea. She was there when the crime was committed. Giving her 10 years and she managed to save only 8 of those 10 years, and Nicholas doesn't even have hopes of being released, is what has been giving the public mixed feeling. People feel like Nicola has not gotten equally. He has not been treated well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Did her mother deserve to die the way she did? In people that have been petitioning also for Nicholas to be released, just as she has. So both of them should deserve a second chance. Some believe that social media shouldn't be a place for her at this point. She shouldn't be using her ugly past to make money, since most of her pages are being verified and she's making money out of it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Was what Gypsy Rose Blanchard, was it fair for her to have killed her mother, or to encourage another person to kill her mother just for her to have this? Because she is living the life of her dream. She's married. She is blowing every social media platform these days. Everything is all about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. While Nicholas, who came to save the Romeo, that came to save Juliet, is out of the picture, and she got married without even thinking twice. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And until my next video, stay safe.